Here we go.
Hello and welcome to Bounding Into Comics. My name is John Trent. I'm the founder and editor-in-chief at Bounding Into Comics. Today I got a story about Peacemaker actor John Cena wishing he had powers of his Peacemaker character in a social media post appearing to respond to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Cena took to Twitter where he wrote, "If I could somehow summon the powers of a real-life Peacemaker, I think this would be a great time to do so." First, it's unclear what powers Cena is referring to, as Peacemaker doesn't have any powers. In the original Charlton Comics version of the character, he's simply a master of weapons, with the introduction of the character in the Peacemaker #1 stating, "This is another chapter in the career of Christopher Smith, peace envoy and diplomat, a man whose entire life is dedicated to the elimination of war between men. A man who willingly risks his life to banish the use of violence, a master of the weapons he pleads with the world to lay down. Christopher Smith, whose alter ego is the Peacemaker." In Fighting 5, number 40, the first appearance of the Peacemaker, his description reads, "This a man who detests war, violence, and the dreadful waste of human life in senseless conflicts between nations. A man who loves peace, so much so that he is willing to fight for it." It adds, "This is the same man, name Christopher Smith, occupation envoy to the Geneva Arms Conference, a man dedicated to peace." The character would eventually be acquired by DC Comics, and they would launch a 4-issue miniseries where they reimagined the character as emotionally unstable. In a field report appearing in the back of the first issue, it details the project's reconditioning left Christopher with a compulsion to fulfill its prime directive, the combating of terrorism. To this end, when he reappeared months later in Switzerland, it was in the guise of Peacemaker. His hostility had at last found a way to manifest itself in a way that society would accept. He could kill the killers and be hailed a hero, his mission sanctioned by the authority of the Pentagon. However, so intense was his identification with his mission that Christopher began to believe that the souls of those who fell victim to terrorist violence, as well as those of the terrorists themselves, were taking up residence in his uniform's helmet and communicating with him, urging him on towards further violence and retribution. The more who died in his presence, the louder the chorus of voices crying out to him became. Again, he does not have any superpowers or powers in DC Comics' version of the character. He is a master of weapons and uses a number of them in an attempt to accomplish his goal of bringing peace to the world. So it's possible Cena is suggesting he's going to enlist in either the Ukrainian or Russian military to bring a stop to the conflict, or maybe he will don the Peacemaker suit that he wears in the show, and he'll just go on as a vigilante and try and take out both sides. It's unclear what his personal position on the matter is. However, that's highly unlikely, as Cena exposed his tough guy persona as a complete sham when he groveled to China after he claimed Taiwan was a country while promoting Fast and Furious 9. A little less than a year ago, Cena appeared on the Taiwanese broadcasting network TVBS to promote the film and stated that Taiwan would be, quote, the first country to watch the film. The actor would apologize for these comments in a video posted to the Chinese social media site Weibo. He would apologize in Mandarin. A translation of his apology was done by South China Morning Post, with Cena saying, "Hi China, I'm John Cena. I'm in the middle of Fast and Furious 9 promotions. I'm doing a lot of interviews. I made a mistake in one of my interviews. Everyone was asking me if I could use Chinese. Movie staff gave me a lot of information, so there was a lot of interviews and information. I made one mistake. I have to say something very, very, very important now. I love and respect China and Chinese people. I'm very, very sorry about my mistake." He then continued saying, I apologize, I'm very sorry. You must understand that I really love, really respect China and the Chinese people. My apologies. See you." So in my opinion, it's highly unlikely that someone who issued such a groveling apology would ever do anything meaningful with the powers of Peacemaker. Those are my thoughts on the matter. Let me know what you think. My name is John Trent, and you've been watching Bounding Into Comics.